Meteorologist.
For a silver lining, and we're always trying to do that, there is one. The storm is clearly getting weaker. However, the thing is, it is still a formidable storm. It's a very large circulation, and so we still think there's going to be significant impact. And we can't write this thing off in terms of it continuing to weaken because it is over some of the warmest water it's been over during its entire lifetime, and the potential is always there for it to at least regain a little bit of what it's lost. Now, this is out of the National Weather Service radar out of Wilmington, and you can see the outer bands wrapping back in already. In fact, my wife just told me a little bit ago that there's already some localized flooding several places on Kildare Farm Road with these downpours that are occurring. And then you can see the rain becomes much more solid as you head down toward the coast and, of course, out into the Atlantic. All right, let's switch displays here and talk about the satellite imagery. And again, you don't really see the eye so much anymore. You notice how it gets dark right here? There's actually some dry air that is wrapped in toward the center of circulation, and that is not something that hurricanes are really fond of. Dry air does not do them all that much good, and so that explains at least a portion of the weakening that we've seen so far. The numbers as of 5 o'clock, 31.7 north, moving straight toward the north at 15. The pressure bars from last night, again, all indicating. And if we take a look at the forecast track, it now has a Category 1 hurricane to the southeast of Cape Fear at 2 a.m. in the morning with 90-mile-an-hour sustained winds, and then down to 85 as it makes landfall around Cape Lookout as we head toward the midday and afternoon hours, and then it speeds on to the northeast after that. So obviously this is much better than a 115 or a 120 coming across the Outer Banks, but we don't want to mislead anybody into thinking that this, you know, that we can call off the dogs on this thing, because this wind field here, this is the wind potential. These are gale force winds here, or tropical storm force winds, 39 miles an hour or higher. So we have that potential even in the triangle. And then these are the kind of winds you would expect with a severe thunderstorm. And then these are the hurricane force winds down in here. And you can see the most likely spot for those is around the Albemarle and Pamlico Sound and just inland from there, and of course out into the Atlantic. And our wind gusts here in the triangle area could obviously be at least 40 miles per hour, at least 45 or 50. In terms of the actual Roanoke Rapids, Rocky Mount, Smithfield, Goldsboro, and Clinton, 40 with gusts as high as 50 to 60. And with the rainfall amounts that are coming, there could obviously be falling trees, the root ball situation that we saw with Fran, and power outages. And then farther west, including the triangle area and down toward Fayetteville, sustained winds 20 to 30, gusts 40 to 50, maybe a few downed limbs, isolated tree down, power outages, spotty, but not quite as widespread as it's going to be down east. Now, that takes care of that portion of the storm. How about the rainfall amounts? How much can we expect with that? We'll go into detail with those issues coming up in about 10 minutes. Back to you.
Boy, we have hours and hours to go here. Thanks, Greg.